Hi, my name is Mayan, and I'm an Etsy strategist. And I wanted to tell you about the one day that I just went, oh my God, my Etsy shop and life came crumbling down. So I was standing on the sidewalk in front of my home alone for the first time in years because two kids back to back would do that to you. And I just couldn't bring myself to live another day as me. So that day, I decided to actually close my Etsy business. You see, I opened my business 3 years earlier, and I figured since I enjoyed crochet so much, why don't I just sell it online, right? I knew that Etsy was a good place to be in and had exactly my type of people. And so I wanted to open it there. And since my grandma was already crocheting, she could help me with production. We'd be an overnight success, me and her, right? Wrong. Really wrong. So it wasn't so bad in the beginning, okay? There were hardly any expenses because my grandmother had a stash of yarn from 1970 and it took, more room than my kids' clothes. And Etsy fees were low, so that was okay. And all it took was a little polishing to the brand and we'll start making sales, right? That's the dream, right? Ha! The naivety. I remember my first like Etsy tags, right? It was things like cute crochet hat and pink hat and whatever else. Like good luck ranking on that, right? So the years rolled on, and it appeared as if I was getting a little bit more traction. And I was like making consistent sales every month. But the problem was the money didn't cover anything, and I had two children to provide for. My husband had a small business as well, and we were in the process of closing down his business because it was, to say the least, not profitable. So we were lost and hopeless and in huge debt, like huge. So let me take you back for a second for that sidewalk moment when I realized that this couldn't go on anymore. And the hours that I spent trying to promote my things on Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook, they were all pointless, right? And when I realized that Etsy just wasn't working for me and hundreds of thousands of sellers, and that the pressure from my grandmother asking me daily, so did we sell anything yet? Did we sell anything yet? It was just too much for me. I was letting her down. I was letting myself down. And my life seriously just came crashing down. Like the dream of having a business that supported my family, supported my, staying in home and such, it didn't work, right? So I turned to the only person that I could trust, which is my mom, and I cried on her shoulder. That was not the life I'd planned. That was not the business that I set out to create, the losing business and, wasted hours and so on. So I did what any sane person in my position would do. I had actually prepared to close my business. But you know that fire that burns within you and how you just can't leave this world alone of, working online and having a business, right? Well, it so happened just I stumbled on this lady that changed my life and I set out in a new business direction. Didn't even didn't even have time to close the old one when we're learning new stuff, right? And I set out to learn everything that I could about business. And I have watched thousands of hours of webinars and read thousands of articles and saw people launching products successfully again and again and again. And I was just dumbfounded, right? It 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 seemed to me like there was a way out. I just had to find it. So I went out and I set my face as flint and I decided to go learn how to do Etsy properly. And I realized it wasn't a set it and forget it. I realized that I had to put thought and work and money into it. And I realized that the more I invested in this business, the more it would give me back. Okay. So the very first thing that I did is I learned how to utilize Etsy search. It's called Etsy SEO. It's search engine optimization, basically getting found on Etsy without doing anything, right? So if somebody puts in a keyword and it matches my item, that item would get up there, okay? And I set out to do that. I perfected my techniques and I gave my shop a much needed makeover. And it worked. My views doubled and then they doubled again and then they doubled again. And I was just like, whoa, I'm getting sales, I'm getting seen, I'm getting, profit. I was like, wow, this is working. And so the very first thing that I thought of was like, I can't keep this a secret, right? And I went out and I, found some people who were interested in learning how to do this. And I started teaching them some techniques and some things that they should be doing. And lo and behold, it worked every time. And they came back reporting major sales, like nothing to full-time income sales, right? This one girl, Tatiana, she had 13 times her previous sales. Like in 1 month, she increased 13 times the amount of orders that she had. 13 times, right? And another friend of mine, Tundi, she got the first month, so January, she got X amount of orders. And December, she got an X amount of orders. January, she got 4 times those orders. In February, she got 4 times January's orders. So 16 times more orders in 2 months only. And I have 1,000 more stories to share. I honestly cannot. But it looked like things were working not just for me. I hadn't just come up on a system that was, one and done and, worked for me. That's it. I came up with a system that actually worked for everybody that I knew. And it wasn't just about Etsy SEO either. I found out how to do my social media in the way that it would promote and get me traffic and sales. I found out how to set up Pinterest. I found out how to how to make a blog that would actually bring me more sales, how to use mailing lists, and so on and so forth. And so coming real quick to today, I am now helping hundreds of people just like you, Etsy sellers who are looking for the way to really skyrocket their shop. And I want to invite you to read a little bit more about me in the page below. And who knows, maybe I'll see you in my membership lab.